He doesn't have good air speed, doesn't have good ground speed, and he doesn't have a lot of grounded pressure. So Ness is going to rely on a lot of jump-ins, so Syrup needs to find that perfect sweet spot of it being just right, where he's not too far to the point that he's too telegraphed, but he's not so close that Pacman's able to easily box him out. And that's really going to be the challenge for Syrup going into this matchup.
Yeah, I'm not sure if these two have ever met in bracket. I know they've been to a few of the same tournaments, but not sure what their set count is, if they have one. But as you mentioned before, you probably know this matchup a lot better than I do. One thing's for sure, Colmar is going to probably stick to the same game plan he had against Phoebe, you know. Just kind of force his opponent to approach, just get the traps ready, and whenever he can, get those fruit ready, you know. Apple came into play, just tacking on a little bit of damage. That Hydrant may be a key factor as to whether or not Colmar is able to, you know, just maintain good neutral. But it seems like Syrup, not even phased by anything.
Double jump PK Fire is going to be like Syrup's move of choice to be able to actually get in on Colmar. That's like maybe one of Ness's like safest ways of pressuring that kind of really unique diagonal space. With that time trying to jump in with a forwarder, Colmar not able to find a follow-up after his own forwarder. Oh bye.
Yeah, interesting usage right there. Still going to survive because Pacman is just has pretty good recovery, and still the yo-yo not going to come in clutch right there.
Yeah.
How many times we saw that yo-yo, I don't know, but still not going to be enough to take it away from Colmar. Still surviving, but how much longer as he sits at kill percent? 65, only done. The bell didn't even come into play.
Oh, just forwarding Colmar back off stage again. This is exactly where Syrup wants to be able to keep him. And look how different this kind of a game is going when Syrup can actually keep his opponent stuck at the ledge and stuck in the corner. He's just able to get so much damage and able to find all of those kills.
Beautiful usage of the wave bounce reverse PK Fire right there to just tack on a little bit more damage and just, you know, really just extend the lead to even bigger than you already had. And still going at it. I mean, Colmar really struggling to just get in on Syrup right now.
What a follow-up, what a follow-up. Tries to go through this jungle with PK Thunder, is not going to be able to find it, and that Hydrant coming in so clutch for Colmar as he uses it as the opening for him to find that landing.
Yeah, really clean gameplay right now from Syrup, just not being phased whatsoever. And using the bell, almost timing it correctly to get the water, to get it pushed a little bit, but the down smash is going to be enough to seal the stock, bring Colmar into his first stock of the game, and now the Galaxian coming in clutch, 24% right off the back, with the grab to follow up.
Those empty hops from Syrup are so good. He's now conditioned Colmar to go through a lot of dashbacks as soon as he sees that jump. He usually anticipates an immediate falling aerial now, but Syrup has been really mixing up his next option after the jump.
Yeah, both players just sitting at the center right now. Both players just know that center stage is something that they're going to want to have to maintain if they want to have the lead. But the up air just enough to seal the stock. 150% on Pacman to take it. And now to start off, Syrup looking really dominant. And yeah, just guys has to keep getting this damage going.
Who gets that F2 for a bit of stage control, almost gets the Hydrant boosted PK Fire. That was I love the attempt, and I'm so sad that it never ended up connecting nonetheless. Now Colmar tries to find his way out of the corner, is going to be able to do so, does not pick up Bell in time. So what's going to be the setup? He's always planning something. He's always cooking something.
Yeah, one thing about Colmar is that he doesn't let, you know, a failed setup or a failed attempt at just going for something that he would go for it. You know, he doesn't let it get to him, but that yo-yo has put him in a bad predicament and almost getting the edge guard right there. Still a bad spot right now if you're Colmar, but beautiful reaction time to tech that Nair.
Syrup just playing so, like, he's like being really patient. He's not over-committing when he doesn't need to. He's playing really safely with a lot of dash shields. Colmar has not been able to catch a lot of Syrup's advances.
Yeah, when you have a good lead to work around, beautiful usage of the stall right there with that PSI magnet. Not going to seal the stock, but just putting your opponent in a bigger deficit than he already is. And Colmar barely surviving, just getting away from that drag down up air into Nair. Going to put him right back off stage in a bad predicament.
Syrup just waiting patiently for whatever Colmar was setting up just to finish happening already. This is definitely Syrup's stock to take. All he needs is one good PK Fire, and that is going to be the kill confirm. Double jump cancel, PK Fire into forward is going to be able to seal it out. Really, what worked out so well from Syrup, this game especially, he was able to keep Colmar off stage. He threw him off stage once, PK Thunders, PK Fires, Foilers, and Yo-Yos galore. He was able just to pile on that damage, so Colmar was either losing his stock each time he was off stage, or he was taking 50%. And that's just nothing to sneeze at and ends up adding up quite a bit.
Yeah, and don't worry, folks. This isn't a do-or-die situation right now for Colmar, as we are in best-of-5 territory, as we are in losers finals. So Colmar, if he isn't able to bounce back in this game too, he still has one more game to work around. So one thing to keep in mind, I mean, this is Battlefield, small Battlefield, I should say. Same concept as Battlefield, just the blast zones are a little bit more farther apart. So taking stocks early won't be too much of a factor here, but you know, setup game a little bit can go in favor of either character right now.
Taking Ness to buy plats is kind of a mistake. This is where Ness thrives. He has some of the best platform movement in the game. He's just able to pressure so uniquely off of them. So I'm not exactly sure about this pick from Colmar, I have to say. And again, Syrup once again just keeping him off stage, gets that down tilt into the up smash, a beautiful follow-up, and just keeps on applying this pressure. The next PK Thunder should be able to close it out if it is high enough.
Yeah, but good way to get away from that
Wow.
PK Thunder. Not going to get anything out of it, but the up air, the last hit of it, of course, will be able to take it. And that's looking really strong. Syrup, I should say, looking really strong to start off this game too as well.
Oh, great catch on the dash shield that time from Colmar. Now he's going through those preemptive grabs. That has been Syrup's biggest way of getting in. No follow-up from the grounded PK Fire quite yet. With food in hand, Syrup tries to go for a little bit of something, but this is a good lead for himself, and Colmar just kind of has to wait. Ooh.
Yeah, they're gonna catch him right there. The up smash just barely enough to seal the stock as the bell came in at the right place at the right time. But now, Syrup looking really strong. Just keeping him at the corner, keeping it at the ledge. This edge guard looked really good to begin with, but
he's not
Colmar
recovering
just
high.
take it.
Pacman has the ability to go high. He can side B all the way above you and then try to go for some landing mix-ups. As Pacman, I would much rather be trying to find a way to land against Ness than I would be trying to escape the corner. Pacman has landing mix-ups. He can stall with Hydrant, he has hitboxes, and he can still throw in a couple of mix-ups here and there. Off stage, Yo-Yo kind of does a good job of beating everything he has.
Yes. Yeah, and I like what you mentioned before, you know, about stalling off stage if you're Pacman, you know. Obviously, most of Ness's options would be, in this scenario, would be to go for Yo-Yo, whether it's down smash and or up smash, if Pacman's recovering low. So, yeah, using stall would be a good way for Colmar to just avoid being put in these bad predicaments. But still, as you mentioned, he's still recovering low, and it's barely paying off for him. He's just getting away with these.
Yeah, he's keeps on recovering low. That time he went for like a bit of a timing mix-up, so made it a little bit more difficult. What a follow-up! What a follow-up! Syrup, relax.
Ooh!
He did forward to PK Fire to catch an air dodge. Oh my god, I'm stealing that. That's awesome. And there it is again, the low recoveries. Colmar keeps on not finding those right angles. So as Pacman, you do have counterplay to Yo-Yo. So not only can you try to go high and go around the hitbox, but something that you really need to keep in mind is that Yo-Yo is considered, right, a separate hitbox. It's considered a projectile, right? Very, very similar to that of like Bayonetta up smash, down smash, and some of Coilin smash attacks. What you can do, right, you can side B right into Ness and not go to ledge. And that's a really powerful tool because you can hit Ness out of Yo-Yo and then immediately reset neutral without ever having to go back to the ledge or putting yourself in a different form of disadvantage. And I just feel like maybe there's a bit of matchup inexperience coming from Colmar, considering like how unoften he's actually going through these.
Yeah, it may not be too much of a matchup inexperience. It's just more of playing solid level Ness play, which we're seeing right now being displayed from Syrup. Just really good mix-ups. Just really knowing his character in and out and forcing Colmar to just be in bad predicaments at all times. And it seems like Colmar still is not learning his lesson as he's still opting to recover low every single time. I mean, he's been able to escape many situations, but still, if you're being at the corner too often, eventually Ness, or Syrup in this matter, is going to take full advantage and just take your stock and run away with the lead.
Yeah. Syrup has been consistently chasing Ness to get back onto the corner. So every single time at mid-range, Syrup is mixing up between just like waiting and then just jumping onto those platforms. And now once again, having Colmar in a nasty position, holding onto Yo-Yo a little bit too long. The charge hitbox only lasts I believe it's 90 frames, right? So
Mhm.
Syrup just needs to be a little bit more patient with holding it.
Yeah. And right now, still showing no signs of stopping as he sits at 93%. That yo-yo almost came in clutch, and I like the option to go for up smash there, trying to force like a little roll get up. That could have been that really could have been clutch if Colmar were not react to it. But still, looking really solid right now is Syrup. No reason to approach. You know, Pacman can set up as much as he wants, but still a bad predicament using the PSI magnet to even stall landing back and potentially getting him with a back air. Not gonna get much out of it there though.
Oh, and just like that, Colmar's own Hydrogen is able to take a stock. Colmar has been consistently getting pressured in the corner every time he throws out a Hydrogen there. Think of it as a big red target for Ness to throw PK Fire out. When you have a big, hurt box that you can activate PK Fire on, man, that is something you have to worry about. Excellent setup from Colmar, but there is counterplay to that. You can just immediately try to get up, hit the trampoline, and then directional air dodge into the stage. That is the typical counterplay to that kind of a trap from Pacman, and it's really important to know how to get around it.
Yeah. Well, Colmar has to figure out a way to get around this PK Fire because this PK Fire has been so clutch right now, tacking on so much damage and just giving Syrup so much leverage to just work around and just maintain this dominating lead in this game 3. This is do or die right now for Colmar. If he wants to bring this back, he really has to just start going for the cheeky stuff because he hasn't been able to find anything.
The biggest thing is you need to understand where Ness is really vulnerable when he does go for a lot of those PK fires. Even though you get to reduce a lot of the end lag and you have a very safe projectile in that position, you need to be able to scout it out and get under Ness to be able to punish it in time. You have to bait it out and then try to punish it. But Colmar, now having Syrup off stage and into the corner, Syrup tries to plank a little bit, going through all the timing mix-ups right now, and Colmar just getting locked into shield with each iteration of PK Thunder.
And I like the stall right there from Syrup, in a bad predicament off stage, he did re-grab ledge, but still, Colmar wasn't able to find any way to get a punish because the utilization of that PK flash just coming in clutch and just forcing Colmar to hold shield, not gonna give him any punish there. And still at 142%, Syrup doing such a good job, not showing any fear whatsoever to just get in on the face of Pacman and just rack up this damage.
I like the idea from Syrup, actually. He was going to try to use the wind box of Hydro to be able to boost himself, but it ended up pushing him right into Apple. And as a result, Colmar was able to close out that stock. Great timing mix-up from Colmar. Now we're starting to see some anti-yo-yo counterplay, which is going through those stalls. But that is Colmar offstage with no double jump. Going to get stuffed out of his side B. Oh, and there it is. That's that high recovery I've been talking about. But you know what? Doesn't matter. GG's.
Good chase right there. You expected the grab right there? No, I'm just going to run with you as you roll and just hit you with the up smash, says Syrup. And he clinches his spot in 3-0 fashion. Not an easy 3-0. I mean, a lot of people take into consideration, they see a 3-0 and it's just like, oh, I guess that was pretty easy. No, this was a hard-fought battle from both players, and only one of them could come out victorious. And each time, Syrup displayed some good Ness movement, some good Ness combos, some good Ness strings, and just good edge guarding in general to just solidify himself in grand finals to get his run back against WebJP.